So, why did you give Mike permission to draw your Bigfoot Bill in his newest Monster Hunt comics?
I love helping my guy, who's a fellow Christian. I've told him, burn every bridge you got, and if everything goes wrong, just fall back on your video game money. I mean, it's a simple plan that I've stuck to, and I don't know why he won't do it.
Yes, yes.
What the hell? That's just weird.
Yes, 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 yes.
You're the last person I want to talk about this movie with.
Oh, why? Because you don't want to get in your pajamas with me, Nasser?
That's sick.
Yes.
Mike, dance with your wife some more. Why you're like to me? You're like that clown with the red rooster, Mitch pencil neck Breitweiser. Why did he get a pretty wife? Why did you get a pretty wife? Where's my pretty wife?
And I go in there, and Mike is sitting there, leaned back in his chair with sunglasses on, and he goes, "You're in quite a pickle, aren't you, Ethan?"
Do that laugh again. That's
I can't. Yeah, I mean, it was something else. He's like, "You're in quite the pickle, aren't you, Ethan?"
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No,
Okay.
don't do that.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Liam Gray says, Doug, do you denounce Nasser?
No, there's no need to. Nasser does it himself every day.
No, folks, we're going to have a Saturday night slumber party massacre with Nasser. Yes.
What are you talking about?
Yes, it's going to be a massacre with Nasser. Saturday night slumber party.
Bring me Ethan and John. Bring them to me now. We are here to do a job. We are here to provide for the customer and make sure they are not fucked around again. Right? And what, we're going to just let people in and they were polite, but you guys don't know. Like
I don't, Liam. I don't.
Be glad you don't.
That's why you're here.
Let's exactly. It's ridiculous. I don't have time for games, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly do not. I have too much going on. I've taken a day here because it's election day, and we're gonna have a fun little.
It's not stream. Your election day. It's our election day.
Yeah. Well, it is. Your election day is the one that.
Oh matters. No, your day is Felix Haas Appreciation Day. Our day.
True. Yes. Right. Please appreciate Felix, people. Give him some appreciation and shit.
Or get their DTFO.
Yes.
Liam, I gotta get the heck out of here because I gotta go to work.
See you later. If this is true, bring me Ethan Van Sciver. If this is what he said and it was not a joke, bring him to me.
What are you talking about?
Now.
Who?
EBS and Malin streamed with him for hours. It's clear to me that Nasser will return with open arms.
Oh, you want to get Nasser in here or EVS?
No, Ethan. Bring me Ethan and John. Bring them to me now. I'll be live all day.
What are you talking about? Who are you? Orange Emperor?
That's right. Emperor. I'm the Orange Tyrant. Bring them to me. I'm online. I'll be online all day. They can tell it to my face. They can say it to my face. They can tell me I'm wrong to my face.
Well,
if this is what's going on. If this is what's going on, share the stream out. I'm waiting. I'll wait because I will not abide this. Got people saying
if EVS shows up, I'll leave. You know what?
Yeah.
If y'all can get EVS in here, I'll leave.
Everyone does because we'll deal with this. I will not tolerate this.
And I know y'all want me to leave.
You're not in a position to say who is not confiscated? Sure I am. Sure I am. Let's see. If we're going to let Nasser back in to fuck with Liam because that's funny, let's see how funny that really is.
It was.
Turns out it's pretty fucking funny. How are you, Nasser?
Ethan, I am doing great, man. How are you?
Fantastic. It's great to have you back in Comicsgate, of course. You know,
I love being here. I love, taking the seat from Liam and Micah. And I mean, it was a pretty cold seat, but I'm happy warming it up.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I really do. And thank you so much for not fucking over your artist, who's working really hard. Asking him to quit school. So that he can draw your awful comic book script, not your awful comic book script. A theoretically awful comic book script. And thank you so much for not sexually harassing the women in Comicsgate who are working for you.
Man, it's like he's done every single possible thing that an awful person can do. Like every time he does something, like I'm like, okay, no way he could sink worse than this. And then he does. He somehow manages to be the worst person on the face of the planet. It's like everything he claimed about me, he did himself. Like he was even saying, "Oh, Nasser was harassing." I don't know if you remember that. He's like, "Oh, he was harassing this guy in the hospital, and he was sexually harassing the dude's girlfriend, sending her messages." And it turns out that's what he's doing.
That's always the way. That is always the way it is.
It really is.
So it turns out that, as usual, I am right. I'm right about everything. And I was right to bring you back into Comicsgate while shunning Liam.
Agreed.
There was no reason for me to come to Liam and explain myself. I mean, time would tell. Once again, I was wise. I was correct. I just want to say I am so sorry to Nerd Wonder that she had to put up with that abuse in silence. We don't tolerate that. I think that's pretty awful. To accept a job from someone only to have them. Well, I mean, you're going to show the DMs. I'm sure. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to step on the show.
Oh, you could go ahead and talk about it.
No. Let's roll these things out, a little bit at a time, and make the case for why you belong in Comicsgate and you are, the spirit of Comicsgate. Whereas,
hell yeah,
Liam Gray is sadly and disappointingly something else.
Right. Let me check in with the chat really quick. We got 18 people in here, guys. Hit the thumbs up or even the thumbs down if you want. Share out the link, please, and let's see what's going on. Of course, we got the link here to my new books on Amazon, 100 Days Till Halloween. Please pick those up, guys. We got Tom in the chat saying, Conquest Comics rocked by Scandal. Yeah, it's just Scandal out after Scandal coming out from Conquest Comics. Gable Pennyshot says everybody's turning into a 24-hour Liam channel lately.
There's no such thing as bad press. Maybe this will make more people. Maybe the fact that the young woman who he was employing, complaining that he was trying to fuck her. Maybe that. I'm sorry for my language, Nasser, but that's the word that he used. Maybe that'll help aid him in selling comics. Maybe the fact that his artist is underpaid, furious, wasted 3 years of his life on a book that didn't even come out right and was paid sub-poverty minimum, less than minimum wage for the work that he did. Maybe all of this stuff is going to help Liam. Could be. No, I mean, they say that all press is good press. Hello, Testify and JDA.
I heard bring me Ethan and John, so I figured I would oblige.
No, different John.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the better John.
My bad.
No. The best John.
Nasser, you told me it was just going to be you and me. What are these two guys doing?
What are you talking about?
You just sent me a DM saying it will be just you and me.
I never said that.
Well, I can go. Testify.
No, that never happened. No.
Oh no, Testify! You ruined another stream.
Testify! I can't. You scared away Ethan.
I don't think I scared away Ethan.
I think I scared away Ethan.
You scare away everybody.
Yeah.
You keep
Testify. This is why I don't like you. You just made Ethan leave.
He might come back. Give it a break.
If he doesn't come back,
let's just sit in silence until he comes back.
If he doesn't come back in 1 exact minute, I'm gonna kick you. I said that we're at the 9:30 mark. You've told the 10:30 mark. If Ethan's not back, I'm kicking you.
But it's only 3:34.
I'm telling.
We'll just sit in silence until Ethan comes back. It'll be fine.
I'll sit in silence.
Okay.
I can't stand you. Man, now I'm pissed off. Like,
I didn't even give Testify the link.
Now I'm furious.
You're not furious.
No, I wanted Ethan on here.
Well, why wouldn't you?
You just ruined the stream. Testify.
You're welcome.
Sauce says bring Ethan back. I want Ethan back. I don't know where he is now. Oh man, now I'm pissed off.
Are you angry?
Yes, I'm angry. I'm furious. F off. Well, Red says Ethan greater than dead puppies, greater than Testify. Anything's greater than Testify.
Well, that is true, but he might come back. Look, you're getting super chats.
You got a super chat.
Comic book for $2. Thank you. Says Nasser killed EVS. I did no such thing.
Why did you tell? You said I was going to have an exclusive interview with you, and then you brought on these two hacks.
I never said that.
You did. I got it.
I just came because, again, it said bring me Ethan and John, and I just figured that would be the thing to do.
Bring me Ethan and John. Bring them to me now.
Right, bring me Ethan. Where is he? Bring him. Bring him now.
I don't have control over Ethan. You'll have to ask him to come back.
Man, I'm seriously gonna message him right now. I'm not even joking.
Nasser, I think you're giving Ethan exactly what he wants right now.
To kick you?
No, you just miserable.
It's pretty funny, not gonna lie. Yeah.
Bro, I hate you. Testify, Ethan. Come back if you're listening. Come back, please.
We have a person who wants to replace Ethan, so let's see if we can make this happen, and perhaps perhaps it's just as good or maybe even better than Ethan.
I just came here to talk about 40K.
Warhammer 40K?
No, $40,000.
$40,000.
What is Warhammer? I have no clue what this thing is.
Mr. Ruckus says, "Bring me Ethan." And let's see. F Awful Red says, "Is Nasser still in CG now?" I hope so. I think so.
You might have just got canceled.
Oh, trust me, he's still in. If I'm at the gate, he's still in.
Are you at the gate?
I can't get inside the gate.
Oh, Ethan. Oh my goodness. He said, "I didn't know it was a solo Testify show. My bad." I'm gonna say I never told him that.
Oh, good Lord, Ethan. Don't mess with him. It wasn't a solo show. I made that up.
Oh, no.
Ethan, come on.
I'll leave if you want. If Ethan comes back, I will leave.
I just kicked Testify.
Maybe it's we're just assuming it's Testify. It could have been my fault.
No, I told Ethan I just kicked Testify.
Okay. Well, if Ethan doesn't come back, then we know it's not Testify's fault. It's my fault.
Oh, Ethan's back.
Oh, it was Testify's fault. I lied. Testify sucks.
Hi there. Yeah, sorry about that. I honestly didn't know. I mean, it's kind of like showing up at a party that you thought you were invited to, but you're not invited. I'm like,
no, it's not like that. I don't like Testify.
I am not a guest who's going to appear anywhere where I'm not wanted. I'm like, hey, if Testify says I shouldn't be here, I better go.
Testify just I can't stand that dude. He makes my head hurt.
He's still in the back room talking, so I can read his texts for everybody.
No, just don't. Johnny Midnight for $2 says, "No means no. Don't be Liam and accept EVS's denial." I guess that's a good enough note to head over to the farms now, and let me share my screen here so we could take a look at this. And oddly enough, Testify is the one that posted this, but these are the Liam. These are the Liam DMs with Nerd Wonder, guys. These just dropped how long ago? Looks like 6 hours ago. I missed this. I was at work, and I'm disgusted reading these. I don't know how I'm gonna say these out loud, but I just feel so gross.
What is the hourly rate you make at work, and is it better than what Odie got?
It's like $18.
So marginally better than what Odie got. Okay.
Pretty much.
Poor Odie worked his ass off on that worthless book. I mean, it was real. I read it, and I was depressed for like an entire day. I mean, it was a really awful comic. You know how what's so frustrating about?
You read all 200 pages?
I did. Yeah, I wanted to. Well, I mean, somebody told me, "Oh yeah, it's getting good reviews." I was like, "Oh, good." I just got a crate of this shit. I might as well like sit down. I had a glass of wine. You know, I decided to go enjoy Xenotype. And it was fucking like it was from a demented, retarded mind. I can't even describe it. And I'm not like that. Honestly, you know, a good effort is a good effort. You know what I mean? If it's good, if I read it, it made sense, but maybe it had some flaws here and there. I want to encourage people to continue, but his book made me not want to do comics ever again. It was like. Wow. It was so goddamn awful. It was so misguided at every level. It was so depressing and weird. And just inept. And then shining through on top of all of this. I mean, like, here's young Odie as though he were dragging 3 dead elephant corpses behind him up a hill, trying to make this comic book work for 200 pages. And he did a great job. I mean, Odie did a great job. On top of this, Liam had it colored.
Oh, that shocked me more than anything, because 1, manga is always in black and white, but number 2, Odie did a whole like rendering job. It wasn't just lines. It's crazy to color on top of that.
It looked awful. I mean, and no offense to the colorist Scotsman, who's a good colorist, it looks, but nobody could have colored that. It doesn't look good. It's meant to be black and white. All that super like the loose kind of crosshatch kind of manga thing. It doesn't look good in color. It's meant to be black and white.
100% agree.
And then he spun it like he made it go forward instead of, I guess you're supposed to read manga books backwards. Liam printed it wrong. So basically just destroyed Odie's whole life, his whole life's work with this comic. And on top of that, like, it really is, I mean, it really is weird. It's a weird comic if you read it. Can
somebody in the chat DM me, and I'll give you my address, and I want to get a copy of this, but I don't want to pay money for it.
It's like it's like Sirhan's diaries that fucking Odie illustrated. It is absolute insanity.
Give me a little rundown of like what actually happened in the book, if you could even string it together.
Oh, like, sure. I'll do my best. I mean, this was like 3 days ago that I read it, and I've kind of pushed it aside. Like, I put it in a psychic box of my psyche. But basically it starts out good. You know, it's like, hey, introducing this kid, and he's super cool. He's happy. He wants to be a comic book artist. So he draws all the time. And in his dreams, he dreams of this superhero. And then he slides down a railing. He's like, cowabunga, dude. And he goes to hang out with his other high school friends who are equally cool. And they're having a great time and high-fiving each other, laughing at the drawing he did because he smudged it with his hand. So it's blurry now. I don't know why. And then he tells them, I dream about this hero. And they're like, oh, cool. By the way, our friend was just ripped to shreds. He was murdered, and pieces of his body are everywhere. It's going to suck to have to tell his girlfriend, but, you know, that's life in high school. In the meantime, there's some subplot where this girl in question, I don't know what it is, but she's with a dead, eviscerated cat. And she shows up in high school, and she says, I'm being stalked by this naked man. And you look
# romance.
Yeah, you look at. By the way, Nerd Wonder. That's right. Poor this girl represented Nerd Wonder.
This really is a self-insert.
Yeah.
So they look out the window, and there's a naked man, shadowy and everything, and he's standing there like, heh. You know, he's going heh all the time. And so one of the boys goes, I'm going to go out there and fist fight him. And they go, okay, these are teenage boys. So they go out there, big muscular dude. And he's like, put them up, and then they're about to fight. They're all talking shit at each other for like 4 pages. By the way, a page in this comic book is about 1 split millisecond of actual time. Like, you read through this thing, you're 28 pages into it, and 5 seconds have gone by. It is the weirdest thing in the world how this happens. There are 3 words on every page.
So super, super duper decompressed.
I don't know if manga is like this. If this is what I don't read it.
It is a little bit, actually. That's actually kind of true about a lot of manga pacing.
Okay, so you know, in any case, he goes out to fist fight this guy, and then all of a sudden goes, yeah, but not here. I'm gonna fight you somewhere else. And then it doesn't happen that way, and they start fist fighting. They're fist fighting, and then the naked dude turns into a giant lion scorpion monster. And the high school boy is still keen. He's ready to fight the lion.
Does the naked dude then say that he doesn't want to ruin the friendship?
See, that'd be a little too meta. But they're fighting, and it's like they're talking a lot of shit to each other. I'm looking at this going, you know what, if I'm a 17-year-old boy and I'm gonna fight the stalker, just say that I'm gonna fight the stalker of some girl who's in my little group, and then he becomes a lion scorpion man. I'm out. I'm leaving. Okay, I don't have any superpower. I'm done. I'm sorry. I did what I could. But anyway, he continues to fight her, and he's the lion scorpion man beats the fucking shit out of this guy for like 40 pages. But he's okay. It's no big deal. Like, he's bleeding. He's been eviscerated. He's all right. And then the boy in the beginning shows up, and he goes, he's going to fight him now. And he goes, I wish I was the superhero from my dreams. And sure enough, he becomes the superhero from his dreams. and then gets the shit kicked out of him too. And then the police come for 50 pages. He's getting the shit kicked out of himself.
Does he explain like where these powers come from?
I don't know. No, I'm going to say no because I read it, and I'm going to say I don't know the answer to that. So I'm going to say no.
He seems like a standard baseline
have a brain aneurysm by this point.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like it's like it's a fever dream. It's like insanity. And so I'm reading it, and it's like then the cops come or something. And they try to shoot him with a gun, but like it doesn't work. But the superhero who's bleeding from every orifice now, and they're still talking shit at each other, like, I will get the best of you yet. You aren't getting the best of me, fool. For pages and pages. And then he picks up the cop's gun and shoots the bad guy. And then something else happens. I don't really know. I have to admit, I think I zoned out the last 5 pages. I don't really remember how it ended or if it ever ended. And I don't think it was ever meant to end. I think it's still happening now. So it was it thoroughly, like, it affected me. It made me wonder about Comicsgate. Like, I put it down and I just said, what am I doing? What am I doing here? I mean, what am I doing? I'm encouraging people like this to make comics and take $70,000 that could have gone to feed hungry people in Somalia, maybe give them monocles, to make this shit. And I had to stop and think about it for a little while.
That's like the equivalent of that little clip you play with the dude in the bathroom. Like, that's the book equivalent of it.
It was a little bit like that. So it was tough. I complained about it on somebody's stream. It might have been your stream. I can't remember.
I think it was the Well-Read stream.
Oh yeah, okay. So I complained about it on the Well-Read stream, but that's the book. And I will just say, like, it was a thoroughly depressing experience. Like, I really want people to kind of, I don't know, shut the fuck up. I don't know. I don't know what I want anymore. It was depressing.
Oh boy.
So anyway, amidst all of this, then you find out Odie didn't even get paid.
Right.
Which is the thing that happened yesterday. Odie was not paid properly for this. The slave labor that he put into this comic book, and that was pretty bad. But then there's this too. So go ahead.
All right, let me share my screen here. Also, we did get a super chat from somebody. Let me scroll. Let me get this shared, and let me see. Somebody was asking you what you were going to do with your copies if they could buy one. It's George Peter Gatz says, thank you for $5. Says EVS Liam has me blocked and I can't buy a book from him. Can I buy one of your many copies?
I don't know. I mean, I have a whole crate of them. And I threw them in the back room there.
Oh my goodness.
Why do you have a whole crate?
About 6 months ago, I felt sorry for Liam. It's hard to explain why, but like, when Xenotype first launched, I completely ignored it. I was busy fulfilling something. So I didn't really give him a push until the end of his campaign. And looking at like Odie's art, I thought Xenotype was going to do just fine without me. Just fine. It didn't. It stalled out at like $45,000 or something like that, which was not. This was a year ago. Wasn't what we were hoping for Xenotype. So I pushed it as hard as I could for like 3 days. Did okay. Let people know about it. And then there's something about a campaign that's basically stuck in the mud. It's not moving. You can talk about it, but it's not moving because it just isn't moving. But if you back it, if you give it a little bit of backing, then, while Liam's live and talking about it and it moves, then maybe other people will back it too. And it's like a boulder rolling down a hill.
Is. Yeah, it's definitely a momentum thing, 100%.
So I had Andrea here and I was like, let's give Liam like, I don't know, $1,000 on his campaign. Let's give this guy $1,000. And she's like, what, really? And I was like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just see if we can get it. So I bought $1,000 worth of Xenotype. I mean, I could have bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, and I would have been more like Mike S. Miller.
Right? You'd have to never make comics again. You could just rest on your Bitcoin laurels.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But all right, so these DMs are between Liam Gray and Nerd Wonder, not Liam and Odie, contrary to popular belief. But it's really sick. But I'm gonna try and get through this without throwing up. But it starts with with Liam telling her, puts his hand on your cheek, then traces his fingers back along the edge of your...
You should not be reading this. You are not. You really cannot read this. Yeah.
I can't.
John, will you be the woman this time? Will you be
yeah,
Nerd Wonder?
So I did Liam Gray last time, so I will be Nerd Wonder this time.
I'm not going to do an Australian accent, okay. But I'm going to read for Liam Gray, if you don't mind.
Okay, right. Excellent.
Puts his hand on your cheek, then traces his fingers back along the edge of your ear and kisses you passionately. By the way, preface this with, this is a woman who is working for him and was probably not expecting this. All right, here we go. Puts his hand on your cheek and then traces his fingers back along the edge of your ear and kisses you passionately.
I hate to say it, but I'm not really into that whole sexy role play thing. Reminds me a lot of the furry stuff.
Fair call. Fair call.
I'm just not that into sexual romance.
Furry's not my thing. That's cool. It's all learning. I made a move to see if you were into me, and you weren't. It's all good. Lesson learned. I'm usually only wanted because I'm good at sex and I have money. So when those things don't matter to a girl, I'm a bit lost. LOL. Bit worried I'll be friend zoned.
I'm just not really into long distance relationships.
Thumbs up. Who would be? I'm certainly not, but it's not like I'm going to meet my wife here in a small town in rural Australia. Ha! It's good we had this conversation so we know where each other stands. And I want you to know that it's not going to change our friendship at all. You're a good communicator.
But maybe in another part of Australia. Thank you. I value your friendship a lot.
So do I. But I'd still love to have our friendship and fuck your brains out. Romance. Hashtag romance.
Yeah. That's probably not gonna happen.
Nope.
This is sick.
Scene.
This is sick. Like, I felt so disgusted after just the first one, but you just keep reading and it's so gross. He just still persists. Like, she's like, no, find someone over there. And he's just continuing with these weird sexual messages. I feel so gross.
My favorite part of it is that he starts out like trying to seduce her. You know what I mean? Like, even with the asterisks, he's talking about what he wants, he'd like to do. It's supposed to melt her like butter. And she says no, firmly, honestly, fairly, politely. And he says, fair call. That's fair. And then he slowly works his way back around to, I hope I didn't damage our friendship. And she says, oh, I value our friendship. Sure. He goes, then I want to fuck your brains out. That's my favorite part of this.
It's just like that there's just, I don't even have words. I don't even know how a man can.
The word is hashtag romance.
Hashtag, that's it.
Doesn't he claim to have a missus?
I don't know.
I swear there have been streams before.
We read a lot of stuff on my channel, and he kept talking about how he was alone and lonely and alone and lonely quite a bit. So
no, like he had said once, well, at least a few times, he said like, "Oh, I put off starting a family with my wife because I wanted to make comics and be in CG." Like, it's clear he was lying about that.
I don't know anything about Liam. I just don't.
Well, me neither.
Yeah, who knows who Liam really is? I have no idea.
All we know is you've got a crate of Xenotype.
I got to create a Xenotype. Not as good of an investment as Bitcoin. I could have put that money, like I said, into Bitcoin. I think at the time I probably would have doubled that money. So I would have $2,000 that I didn't spend on Xenotype. Live and learn.
That's unfortunate.
Should have listened to Mike. Hashtag should have listened to Smiller.
We all should have listened to Mike.
There's not many times you could actually say should have listened to Mike.
The only time is when Jesus comes back. And at that point, we're all going to say should have listened to Smiller.
Bitcoin and Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. So we got this dude here. I have no clue how to say his name, so I'm not going to try. But he's got the funny picture here of the comic where Donald gets cucked. But anyways, so he says, Nerd Wonder. Here's a fascinating flashback to a few months ago, the first time Frog and Malin came on to Nasser's Afterlife show, which was just after Liam had famously spazzed himself silly over Nasser's return to CG, to the amusement of all who witnessed it. And so he posts the link here to Afterlife with Nasser number 6. And then this guy continues, you can see here Frog is pleasantly surprised to see Nerd Wonder show up in the chat, but now we know the story behind it. It was Liam. She was creeped out by Liam. This is a thing that girls do when they're creeped out by a creepy guy. They run into the arms of a safe guy, in this case Nasser. So this absolutely seals the deal on the phantasmic nature of Liam's insinuations of creepiness against Nasser being projections of his own malignant desires from his own subconscious onto an enemy he is threatened by, Nasser.
That's pretty heavy. So so yeah, he sees you as a heroic male, an alpha male that he wishes that he could emulate,
Right,
so
he wishes he could be me.
I can see that. I didn't realize that until now. But you're probably right.
Yeah, that must have been that must have been it all along. He just must have been jealous of everything and wished he could have been me. But he's very creepy, and this actually isn't even the first time that we've seen him be creepy to ladies online. Maybe we'll come back to a few more of these. Well, this one's funny right here. This is your post.
Is that a real picture? Like not Photoshop?
Yeah.
And you said when women only like you because you're good at sex and have a lot of money. It's hilarious.
Oh.
There's this one. I don't know what this one means. The Testify put, but we'll probably look at that. I don't know what this is, but somebody posted a recent stream and said famous last words.
It was pretty funny. It was. I listened to that.
I mean, I opened it up, but we'll play it soon. But
okay, good.
Yeah, but here we are with what I posted. I posted these before. These aren't as bad, but it's still very creepy. So there was this chick that was gonna letter Stardust way back when we launched it, and then Liam messaged me like, "Hey, I'm looking for a letterer. Who are you working with?" I'm like, "Well, I'm looking for this chick." And I mean, I'm not going to read this all, but it basically, here we go. I'll read the last one. It starts with like, "Hello, Nikki. I added you because I'd like to take you on as letterer." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm available." And then later she says, "Hey, I see your feed, your CG. Sorry, I can't." And then it ends with her saying, she wishes him luck, and he says, "I am sure I will. It's just finding the right team. If you want to be friends to get to know one another, you can hit me up anytime. I don't want you to feel alienated by me." And it's just real creepy because their whole interactions, you can see here, these are all the messages between them, are just him saying, "Hey, I want you to letter for me." And she says, "Sure." And then a few hours later, she's like, "No, I can't." And he's like, "Oh, well, maybe we could get to know one another." It's really weird.
Yeah, that's what I did to you, Nasser. Remember?
Yes, except things worked out.
Oh.
Well, this is a primer for the gents in the chat. How not to pick up girls. Period.
Well, I mean, in general, I really think that if you're going to employ someone,
also true.
If you're going to hire someone, that is not the time or place. I would say that to be on the safe side, try to keep friendships out of your work environment.
Right.
Because you can't make good decisions when somebody is your friend. You can't make good business decisions. That's one thing. But also, don't try to make love to the girls that you hire. And when I say make love, I mean that in the 1930s sense, where you whisper sweet nothings into their DM box.
You caress her cheek?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Don't try to do that. That's not going to work out well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna share my screen again because I wasn't sharing the audio last time, and we're gonna play that video that was posted on the farms. I did rewind it like a minute before the actual timestamp just to get, I guess, a little more context here into what's going on. But like I said, I didn't listen to this yet, so we shall see.
Yeah, I could probably do some cool stuff. Like I could probably. If I wanted to. Hold on, I'm doing something.
Maybe a minute was too far back. Let's just go to that actual timestamp.
Every minute is a century.
It's for real. On 150, 124. Let's get there. 151. Here we go. Close enough. 151.14.
We are friends off for, I don't know, 5 minutes.
I can't be ruined, guys. This is what my enemies need to realize. No matter what strategy they put in play, no matter what gay ops they do, they cannot beat me. They cannot take away my ability to produce my art.
William,
they cannot take away my ability to produce my story. And as hard as they try, they cannot turn my audience against me because they're retards and I care about my audience and I'm trying to produce something for them. Right? Like,
Liam, you turned everyone against you yourself. You didn't need anyone else to do that for you.
What annoys me about Liam is that he tries to talk like me. That is something I would say. But the thing is, I'm not seducing any women that work for me. I am not secretly underpaying anyone who's working for me. I'm not setting myself up to be destroyed by the people who I depend on. That's one thing that I don't do. But I say stuff like that all the time, and Liam copies me with this weird like swagger that's like completely inappropriate. Liam, you're not making art. Odie is. You know, this is, I hate to be rude like that, but it's like the guy's delusional. You're not making art. This is not good. This is not good. Go watch the movie Ed Wood by Tim Burton. When you know, he makes his first movie and he sends it into a director who laughs and basically says, ha ha ha, this is a joke, right? It isn't good. I mean, Odie is like your Bela Lugosi, except in reverse, like younger. And at the start of his career rather than at the end of his career. And it's like you've ruined Odie. Like Odie's off to a real bad start.
Right.
That's a lot of years for that.
That's just trash. It's just absolute trash. For to not be paid and then the book is printed backwards. That's garbage. Poor Odie. I hope he ends up working with Yellow Flash or somebody that's gonna make him money and actually pay him.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I don't know if Yellow Flash is still looking for an artist, but if he is, I hope he hires Odie.
I don't care.
Mike says incoming Liam strike. I hope not.
That's what he did to Mike. You know, that's what he did to Mike. He made an enemies list, and he sent them all false DMCs.
Well, yeah, he did that to me.
DMCAs. You, Mike. Who else? Testify. And it's like, look, I don't like any of the three of you guys. You know, all of you can go F yourselves. I'm just kidding, Nasser. Not you. The other two guys.
I love you, Ethan.
Thanks. But you know, you don't do that. You definitely don't send people false DMCAs and then make it so that they can't make a living on YouTube. It was crazy. I actually sent Liam a note. I said, refund my $1,000 worth of Xenotype books until you release those strikes on the people that I hate. You know, I did not get a refund. Instead, I got a box of Xenotype books.
Paulus Arts says Liam might be autistic. Try to take it easy on him. No, he's not autistic.
That's not autism.
That's just sick. It's just sick. It's gross. He's a twisted individual.
You can't justify texting people you employ that. There's no possible way. That's
right.
It.
And man, just none of what he's done could ever be excused. The false strikes, ruining Odie's life, harassing women that are working for him, and not to mention all the other false allegations he said about people like me. And not to rehash it all, but I mean, I've already disproved it all several times on the forums and on YouTube. But like, none of that could be excused, and none of that. It's definitely not autism. Like, autism is like what makes you awkward, like me. Liam is just a sick individual.
No.
Testify says our strike is over as of today. Karma. Cool, I suppose.
Good, man. What does that mean? You can stream again on your own channel? Like, what happened?
Yeah, I think he's been using a different channel. I think the K-Logs channel is what they've been using since his channel got struck. And the strike never got removed, I guess, all these months later. Bisco says, bro, I've seen people moved out of management for less. Definitely.
I have too, but it took 5 years.
If this was at a real company and this sort of thing happened, I mean, the lawsuit would cost the company millions.
Yeah, it really would. I mean, it's just a bad start. And again, like, poor Nerd Wonder, she's just taking it in stride. She's like, don't worry about me, worry about Odie. And it's like, well, Odie, you know, yeah, I'm worried about Odie too, but like, this isn't okay. I mean, the whole thing about this is that we're laughing at when the comic book industry had to sign that pledge to not rape the women in comics. And we thought that was really funny. And it's like, here we are, like, we got our own comic skaters, allegedly, behaving this exact same way. Shameful.
It's sick. Rebel Comics is bringing him to me.
The one thing that the comic industry doesn't do is really condemn it and push them out of the industry. These creeps who are doing this in the mainstream comic industry are all still there. They're all still getting hired by these big companies. And you know, we'll just do our part and kind of walk away from Xeno rape.
Xeno rape. That's brilliant. Xeno rape.
Sauces, don't forget Liam struck you and ruined your crowdfunding momentum. That's true. That's true. When he struck my channel, me and Vic were doing great, and we were on track to, at that point when we got struck, we were on track to hit basically what we ended with. We were on track really to hit 5K around the time we got struck, and then getting struck and not being able to stream, oh boy, that took out a lot of momentum from the channel and from the campaign. And he did seriously affect it. And also we got that moron Word Nerd in the chat telling Testify to go F himself. Well, Word Nerd, you could go F yourself.
What's Word Nerd's problem? Why is he mad at me? I see him talk a lot of shit. I didn't do anything to him. What's going on, man? What's going on with these guys? By the way, John Delarose, your new artist looks great. You want to say what his name is, and you want to show that artwork?
His name's Jesse White, and he is on my new book Deus Volt, which is going to come out on Monday on Indiegogo. And I've got this here. I'll stream with Nasser when it's actually live.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a stream here after this launches.
I've really just wanted to capture this like old John Buscema, Steve Ditko aesthetic with comics for a long time, and I just haven't been able to find somebody who really captured that until now. And I mean, obviously, he just knocked it out of the park. Jesse is amazing, and Matt Krotz in the chat actually did the colors for this too. So
yeah, that looks great.
Yeah,
I mean, look at that last panel.
Yeah,
I love it. Insanity.
Very Ditko.
Go full Doctor Strange Ditko with this, and he did. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. And Ethan, I read the first probably 20 pages I think John sent me, and it's a really fun read, really fantastic. And it's got those old school Marvel vibes to it. So it's a really well done book.
I've been highly critical of John Delarosa's comics up until now. I think John knows that. I don't take any of that back, which means that I'm quite sincere and being genuine when I say this looks 1,000 times better. You found the right artist. It looks like you're on the right track, and I look forward to you making really, really fun comics like this.
Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Me and John both found some really great artists. Well, Ethan, I mean, you found one of them for me, Kojiro. Man, his art is beautiful. Right now, he's doing a couple more character designs, and then in the next few days, pages are beginning, and I cannot wait for this book. I think it's one of my best scripts that I've ever done. Me and him are really excited for it.
Just do good. I mean, do a good story, get a good artist. And I think, Nasser, you're learning a little bit about what makes a good artist, because your new artist looks really good too. Like you were just saying, I can't wait till people see that. And then pay them. You don't have to go into bankruptcy, but I mean, pay them fairly and understand that it takes a long time to draw comics. And if you're fair, these artists are going to stick around and help you grow as a creator. So
hell yeah,
this is great news.
Yeah, and of course, next month we got Secret Comics Presents launching. Me and Jason relaunching our previously failed campaign, but I believe we'll succeed this time. And we actually extended the book a couple more pages, and it's looking fantastic. Jason's doing such a great job. That'll be launching in probably 2 weeks from now, if I had to guess. Probably me and
get
Jason
a good book
launching
together. Let me see it. Get the campaign together. Make it look good, and then welcome back to my channel. And let's get these books funded.
Hell yeah! Thank you so much, Ethan.
Yep. Just be good. That's all.
We're just making everything better. I mean, that's the goal. Is you learn as you do things, and then just keep getting better. And
well, isn't it easier to do that when we have a contrast like Liam Gray for like how to make things worse?
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? You look at this stuff and you just go, whatever Comicsgate is going to be, I don't want it to become this.
Right.
And so let's try to work together and get along and make it better so that we don't end up like Xeno rape. So cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Let's see. We got Last Met Films saying it's a nice throwback to the 80s style comics. Yeah, we got a bunch of people in the chat that are really digging this art, and we got 82 people in here, guys. And then I think 2 days from now, John said, is when it launches, and when it does launch, we're going to be here having an Afterlife with Nasser stream to talk about it and to talk about these old school comics that inspired this book. So make sure you guys, if you're not subscribed yet, please do ring that bell so you never miss an Afterlife stream. We'll be talking about this book in a couple days when it launches. And like I said, I read the first 20 pages or so. How long's the book? Is it 60 pages?
Yeah, it'll be 66. So
yeah,
I'm very excited. I get a lot of just backroom chat from people saying this is going to be huge. So
I want to see more of it. When are we going to see a couple more pages?
Do you want me to pull up the draft campaign? I can do that.
Just tease a little bit of another couple pages. Yeah.
I'll pull up my my splash page I posted on Kiwi Farms, which is
Oni64. It said this in the last stream, and he says announces I step away from the farms and another bombshell drops. Boom. Yeah, you can never look away from the farms. It's
you know what the thing about Comicsgate is that lately, look how good that looks.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Gorgeous.
The thing about Comicsgate is that it tends to straighten itself out. You know, it's like the people who are really causing the trouble seem to kind of get pushed to the sideline. And then everybody else kind of realizes that, we're not so bad. Let's just get along and get comics done.
Oh yeah.
That's what we'll be.
That looks great. I really like it. You know.
Yeah, that's so the top monkey there is Liam and the bottom one is Micah. So
this dude could complain about anything. The dummy word nerd says, "Is it throwback? Just flats though?"
This is not flats. This is beautiful coloring work. You're crazy. So
it's just a look, dude. Flats don't look like this.
No,
flats are literally flat.
There's literally no flat colors on it though. Like you could see the different shades and stuff. Like, I don't know what this dude's talking about.
You want to shout out the colorist? Who's the colorist on this?
Matt Krotz. He's in the chat there. So he does.
Oh shit! Matt Krotz is a writer, right? I'm hearing a lot about him.
He's a writer / artist. He does the Kyrie book, and I read that book, and that's why Jesse read it too. And we love his work so much. He is such a phenomenal artist in his own right. I'm just stoked that he joined the project.
I think Word Nerd didn't see it properly because he's got too much cum in his eyes.
Oh shit!
Jeez.
There's no need to go there. Whatever.
Sorry, I felt like dunking on somebody. Let's see. Wooster says Matt C's coloring is always beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm more of a black and white guy, but I mean, I'll admit Matt C does a fantastic job coloring. I'm really digging how these colors came out. And Matt, I think you have a wrench in the chat. I think if you want to post the link to your Twitter so people could follow you, if people want to, get some coloring work from you or check out your projects. I mean, feel free to post your link to your Twitter or anything in the chat, man. John, did you do like a what's it called? The pre-launch page for this, like where people could put in their email so you could add it to your newsletter?
I couldn't figure out how to do that. I don't. So I just have a draft campaign, but I have my regular newsletter, so I like that better anyway because I put out a lot of books.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you want to,
I'll throw that down there, and then I'll send you guys an email on Monday when it goes live, and I hope you guys will check this out. I think, I mean, I know this is my best book. Ethan already knows it's my best book, and so does Nasser. So
yeah, it's definitely your best book. And all right, and there's a link for John's newsletter. So if you guys go put your email in there, if you haven't already, then go ahead and do that, and you'll be notified about this book when it launches on Monday. And also, I'm gonna put my own link in the chat for my new books on Amazon. If you guys have not gotten these yet, I'm going to share my screen real quick. And so, John, it's going to kick you off. Sorry, we can put it back on.
I got to get a parody album, Michael Jackson's Thriller, but I want it to be Nasser's Head, Nasser Rabadi's Schiller. That would be bad.
That'd be really good.
No, I mean, I really do got to shill here because I need to sell 200 copies of each book if I want to break even on this series. I'll be honest. But this is my new series, guys. 100 Days Till Halloween. We have the first 4 books here up for pre-order. The 5th book will be up for pre-order.
Slow down.
Yeah,
doesn't matter when they're up for pre-order. What's it about? So you've got 4 books here.
Yeah,
it's one series and they're novels.
Well, they're novellas, so they're about half the size of a novel. That's why they're a little bit cheaper than my novels. But I thought that was the best way to do them because they're slasher books, and when you watch a slasher movie, I mean, they're usually pretty quick. You know, they're like 85 minutes probably. Like, so I mean, it's no filler, all killer. And I was inspired by all my favorite slasher movies for this because slasher movies are what got me into horror and what got me into writing. And I wanted to give people the same feelings that I got when I first watched like Scream and Halloween and Friday the 13th and those movies that really got me excited about horror movies and that got me into this genre I love. I was never a horror fan till I was 16 years old and I finally started watching horror movies and they just, I don't know, they really creeped me out and they I don't know, I just got really excited to watch more horror movies and that's
cool. I like your background, but I'm going to buy this book. Like what am I into? Like you're a lot of comics gators lately are sitting there talking about like not their stories.
Well, I get you.
This is $25. What are we doing here? Why is it always 100 days until Halloween? Doesn't it become closer to Halloween over the course of 4 novels or no?
Well, I mean, I thought it was a cool title that just, how do I want to put it? Like to me, where I got the title from was on Twitter. There's this Halloween countdown that I follow, and every time it's a day closer to Halloween, it says, this many days till Halloween. And when it said 100 days till Halloween, I was just like, that sounds like a good title. And it sounds almost like an anthology, even though this series isn't quite an anthology. It sort of is in some ways. I know, sorry, that's a little vague, but it's like the same killer, but with different places in this town called Raven Hill. It's a strange town where I have multiple books set there. In fact, Trixie book 1 takes place in Raven Hill. But it's a really strange.
Why is it 100 days till? That's July.
Yeah, so
it's not really, has nothing to do with Halloween. It's July. We're having cookouts. We're in the pool. We're
lighting fireworks.
Well, I mean, book 2 takes place at a summer camp. I mean, that's July.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. What does Halloween have to? Like, I could be like, hey, it's 200 days till Christmas. So
it doesn't have a good ring to it. 100 days till Halloween does.
I mean, it does until you think about it. Like if it were 10 days till Halloween, or if it were 4 days till Halloween, and then 3 days, and then 2 days, and then 1 day till Halloween, and then Halloween, and that's when everybody dies.
I suppose so, but I mean, saying 100 days makes it feel like it's endless. I suppose, like there's a lot that could happen.
Nasser, you've got an expert in selling books, telling you how to make it so it resonates marketing wise better. Listen.
I suppose so, but now things are awkward on the air. Like putting me on the spot this way, especially when the logo's already been paid for.
Can we fix it? I mean, can we go back and fix it now and be like, all right, so issue 1 is 4 days till Halloween, and then issue 2 is 3 days till Halloween.
Yeah, then you got the countdown. That's really cool. Yeah.
100 days till Halloween is like I said, it's summertime. There's nothing spooky about it. It has nothing to do with Halloween. I mean, no, like Friday the 13th is summertime, right? It's summer camp, but it has nothing to do with Halloween. It's not related to Halloween at all. That's all I'm saying. The Halloween doesn't mean anything unless it actually is Halloween, Nasser.
I suppose so.
I could do my, I could do a whole series of stories about where I live called 800 Miles from Nashville. But it has nothing to do with Nashville.
I'd probably buy that just because I love Nashville. So
yeah, I do too.
Know. Yeah.
But here's my story about New Jersey. It's called 100 Miles from Nashville. And you go, well, what does that have to do with Nashville? It's pretty far away. Well, it's Nashville. It's Nashville's. Yeah, but you're in fucking New Jersey, Ethan. What does that have to do with? You see what I'm saying?
But I mean, anything could happen during that 100 days leading up till Halloween.
I guess so. All right.
Yeah, so now this is very awkward. But like you said, that's July. You said July. Book 2 does take place at a summer camp. Book 2 is called Return to Camp Sagahachi. Camp Sagahachi has a secret. Want to hear it? Something happened here long ago, and it's come back for revenge. Is there a way to escape Camp Sagahachi's hidden past? That's the pitch for Book 2.
Cool. All right. I like it.
Yeah, so if you guys want to buy these after, I was just embarrassed on the air. The link's in the description.
It made for good radio, though, and people will remember it. So
it did.
Wow. Are we back on the Liam DM's 100 strokes till completion? Coming full circle?
Pete Callan says 10 minutes until I tear my brain. Micus Miller, I don't know why you're not on here, says 100 Miles from Nashville is a great title. Story about a young songwriter who dreams of making country music, but his dreams are so far away it seems impossible.
Yeah, but that's 100 miles from Nashville. I said 800 miles from Nashville. That means you'll never make it. 100 miles is makeable. 800 is not.
Bullet.
100 days of Halloween. It's like a Groundhog Day, and Halloween never ends, and the slasher keeps killing you over and over again. That's pretty neat.
Gosh darn it. I did write a sister series called 100 Nights Till Halloween. Maybe I'll change it to 100 Nights of Halloween.
VLNet says anything could happen in that 100 days leading up to Halloween. Well, except Halloween. That's right. It's a good point.
Hail VLNet.
Jim says 100 days before Nasser's time.
Womp womp.
Oh man. Or if
that's true with Amazon. Amazon doesn't pay you for 3 months.
No, it's 2 months, but it's more like Jim says 100 days. It's more like 100 lifetimes before Nasser sees a dime. If we're talking about Brutus,
are we still on that?
No, I'm just making a joke, man. Jim says 100 nights of kicking Nasser. Gigantic Android says don't title for an algorithm. Oof. I mean, it is good for the algorithm if people are looking like alphabetically. It's the first thing that'll pop up because the 100, and it's good for if they're searching up books with Halloween in the title, and it'll show up. Sauce says the killer could die on the third day. Man. Larry Romano says, "Are we still on that?" LOL.
Yeah, moving on, because I gotta say, as furious as I am at Donald DeLay for not paying you,
right?
Even though that was funny for a little while, now it's not funny. Donald DeLay is doing cash grab pages for Cecil that are fucking unbelievable, man. I mean, there's a whole scene where Cecil walks in on a factory of cocaine. I mean, just like stacks of cocaine in this warehouse. And it is the most beautifully drawn thing I've ever seen Donald do. It really is amazing.
Is it on the campaign?
No. Cecil shared it in private. I wish I could. I don't have his permission to share it, but holy shit, Donald DeLay is. He's on a whole other level. I've
always really liked his art. Like I thought he's done a good job all the way. I actually got Vestige, believe it or not, and his art was really. I mean, the dialogue needed some sprucing up, but the art was beautiful. He did a good job.
Hell yeah, yeah. But he's way better now. It's like it's amazing.
Man, I remember when I was at C2E2, like the one right after the Brutus campaign launched, and so I was talking to one of my friends and about making comics and everything, and he's like, so who's been your favorite to work with so far? And I said, honestly, probably Donald, because he makes all the pages like even better than they were in my head, and it's really sad, just everything that happened after that.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to get over like bitter things, but you got it because you got to keep fun going. Because our entire movement is just about having fun. So
yeah,
it's just got to stay fun all the time.
Oh, I'm allowed to show this page. I guess Cecil did share it on his own. If you want to see Donald DeLay coming alive.
Yeah, let's check it out.
I love this stuff. I love when people are just working hard and trying to do good work. Here's the page in question.
Whoa!
Look at this. Isn't this beautiful?
Wow. That's great.
It's so good. I mean,
you do those colors too?
I don't know who did the colors.
No, I think someone else is coloring it because I've seen Donald's colors. They're a little bit different than this. Well, a lot different than this.
That lighting makes it though. I mean, it really
the
does.
lighting coming in on Cecil here. Yeah, just pallets of cocaine and this nice staircase and all the people, and it's really, really good cartooning. I like this second panel a lot. The angle that he chose.
Cecil's shocked facial expression is hilarious too.
Yeah,
and that's the thing about Donald is he really does know how to set up a shot and how to place everything. Like he does a great job at that.
Look at this box that's open up here. It's really thoughtful and like funny and subtle.
Yeah,
it is a nice touch.
Good stuff, Donald DeLay.
The Crimson says pay Nasser. Thank you, man. People said Ink Spots is coloring. A few people are saying Ink Spots. Yeah, Ink Spots, I guess. Cecil has a boner. It says Tube Socks 000. Jim O'Reilly says a normal day in Cecil's life. Sauce says the last panel, look at that guy's facial expression.
Yeah.
Bisco says Donald loves to direct the eye. He really does. Testify says Nasser, it is time for a joke from you. I don't know what that means. Let's see. The Gray Council says the description of EVS is giving of the beauty sounds like Joe Pesci describing his mom's painting in Goodfellas.
One dog's going this way, the other dog's going this way, and this guy's like, "What do you want from me?"
That's very
it's true.
I was thinking about rewatching Sopranos again. Speaking of your New Jersey accent there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I've watched it about 20 times in my lifetime. It's really good. It bears repeated viewings. You find more in it.
All I've seen of that show is like 30 seconds of Peter Bogdanovich playing a therapist or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these like carefully constructed. There's all these hidden layers in it that are. I mean, it really is wonderful. It's a great show.
Jazz Goat says Cash Grab is going to have 3-year-old jokes by the time it prints.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, man. Man, you know what show I'm going to be revisiting soon is Twin Peaks. I never watched season 3. Never saw the movie either, just the first 2 seasons. But I recently picked up the Blu-ray of all the seasons from Amazon, so I'm going to be revisiting that soon.
You saw seasons 1 and 2, but you didn't see 3.
Yeah,
is 3 the new one they did recently?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it
4 years ago.
You got to understand, like we have a guy who he came on my show. He's called Twin Perfect on YouTube, and he explained what Twin Peaks means. That channel. Twin Perfect explained all of Twin Peaks and what it means. And season 3 is extremely frustrating because it's not what you want it to be, unless you understand, unless you watched his video and you know what David Lynch is saying with season 3. So he's saying "fuck you," essentially. It's like, how dare you bring me back to this? You guys killed it, and now you want me to get. That's the subtext of all of Twin Peaks season 3.
That's funny.
Oh man, I love that dude's video on Mulholland Drive. Which, oh my goodness, Mulholland Drive. It's either my favorite non-horror movie of all time or probably my second favorite. But man, he did such a great video on it. Like I just watch it all the time, and anytime I need something to watch, and I can't find anything new on YouTube. Like if I look through my subscription feed and there's nothing new, nothing interesting, I'll just put on that video.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched his videos a couple of times. They're like 5 hours long, so you can get a lot of work done while you listen to him pick something apart. It's good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't actually do any writing while listening, but it's just like if I'm eating, I need.
You guys are so lucky that artists can do that, because I can't get anything done while streaming. You can ink and do all that while streaming. It's just it's a bummer.
I can't do it. I can't talk and draw, so I gotta, I gotta put my pen down when I'm holding a conversation. But one of the great things about being an artist is that you need a distraction. So I listen to a lot of like old time radio. You can watch a lot of TV, stuff like that while you're working. It's great.
Mr. Inferno, well, I'm not going to understand this joke, but it says, funny thing is EVS is like the soprano of CG, while Donny Cates is the Uncle Junior of CG.
He mean the Tony Soprano of CG. Yeah, you know what, Tony Soprano, I will say, watching Sopranos again recently, for me was really, really extra funny, because I hadn't watched it in 3 years, and in that 3 years I'd gone through Comicsgate. So I went back and watched Sopranos and completely related to Tony Sopranos. The whole thing is all about people misunderstanding each other and then forming factions and wanting to kill each other, and all these problems. Tony's got to deal.
It really is. Jesus Christ.
And you watch it now, like from the perspective of having gone through Comicsgate and having to deal with bruised egos and people who didn't understand this and didn't get their way. And it was extra funny this time.
Kojiro says, is that an Ethan I see? Hell yeah, it is. And Kojiro, the just absolutely fantastic artist that I'm going to be working with. I should pull up that art again. Let me see. I think it was only like 4 pages ago, probably, on the farms that I posted that. Give me a second here to find it, because I really got to show that thing off. Let's see. Here it is. Found it. Okay. Let me go back to StreamYard. Sorry, that was a little boomerish, but I just have to show off this dude's art because it's incredible, and I can't wait to launch with him. And Ethan, if you hate our title, now is the time for.
What is the title? What is the title?
All right, so this book is called Cassandra the Twilight Witch, and the subtitle of issue 1 is The Shadow of the Gargoyle.
Too much.
Is it?
Cassandra the Twilight. Why not just the Twilight Witch?
Yes.
Huh. Okay, so the Twilight Witch, and then the subtitle for book 1.
You don't need a subtitle for book 1.
Well, that's the storyline. Is this first arc is
Twilight Witch, not even the Twilight Witch, just Twilight
Witch. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
and then you can put your subtitle in there, even though your subtitle.
So Twilight Witch, and book 1 is The Shadow of the Gargoyle.
Sure. Yeah. It sounds like a Harry Potter book, or I mean, it's good. It's good. But keep it. You want to keep your title simple. See, the problem is you have idiots like Ryan the Word Nerd, and I didn't mean to call him an idiot just now, but he is. He's got a title that you don't understand. It's unpronounceable. It could have just been Saints 8. Instead, it's Havard, and nobody's heard of the word Havard. Nobody knows what the fuck that is. Havard Saints 8, or Saint 8, or whatever it is. It's awful.
A tongue twister too.
Yeah, it's so bad. And then there's another title underneath it, like it's another subtitle. I mean, it really is. It does suck, and it's like he's a retard, and that really bothers me. I wish. The thing is, Nasser, like, you're here, me and John can kind of say, look, simple. Make it so that people can remember it. So it's either called, Mad Ruth says either call it Cassandra or you call it Twilight Witch. But Cassandra the Twilight Witch, and then a subtitle underneath that is just too much for people. They want to say, hey, did you back the new Twilight Witch? That makes sense.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We'll just go with Twilight Witch then.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, Kojiro's a fantastic artist. I love his art so much, and I can't wait to put out this book.
I hope I didn't offend Ryan the Word Nerd.
I hope you did. I hope you did offend him.
Okay.
Wooster says, how about Havard Witch? Oh, man.
Is Havard an actual word?
I don't know what it is. It's not Hayward. It's not Harvard. See, that's what's so frustrating about it. Those are two names that you know. Havard. I don't know what that is.
Hayward comes up with, but that's a town. So
yeah.
When
Mike S. Miller says, Casper the Friendly Ghost didn't exactly bomb. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And those cartoons are horrible.
Testify says Ryan said he will sell more books than you with Hey Crap book. Imagine. Imagine Ryan outselling anybody.
Well, no, I mean that's a good contest. Like that'd be fun. Let's see what does better. Ryan Word Nerd says it'll be good, Frogman. It's cooler than the genius of Unforgettable Tales. LOL. I disagree. Unforgettable Tales is genius.
Unforgettable it is unforgettable. Like I can't forget about it. It's clever.
That's a pun.
It's called it's called a play on words,
right?
Son. It's very clever. Thank you.
Yeah. Mike, feel free to come on here and argue your case for Casper the Friendly Ghost.
One of my punishments, I like to, as a father, I don't believe in the belt, despite what you've heard. I like to psychologically punish my children. One of the things that I did to Hunter when he would not be quiet, he was like 6 years old. And he would not be quiet in school. I kept getting these notes on that he was disrupting class. I said, okay, you are going to watch the entire DVD of the complete Casper the Friendly Ghost theatrical cartoons. And it was, he had to sit there and by the way, it was torture. If you've watched one, that's enough. If you watched one, you've watched all of them. If you try to sit down and watch the entire DVD set, there are 2 DVDs, you will think you're in hell. And he did. He was crying. And I was like, you're not done yet. He needs to make friends. He needs to make friends. Yeah, he behaved himself after that. No more problems at school.
That's hilarious. Tell me another one. What else did you make him watch?
It was something different every time. I did that. I had something that we called metaphysical abuse. And that was, if he was acting up, he needed to sit in the corner in lotus position and chant Om until he reached nirvana. So he'd be so frustrated. He'd be pissed off.
My sister made me do that before.
Gosh, that's brutal.
Yeah, he'd be sitting there like, oh, like angry.
That's got to be worse than spanking him. Jeez.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. And then there was the other thing where it was the Running Man penalty, where I put on like Belle Biv DeVoe, and he had to get funky fresh on the dance floor, do the Running Man for a certain amount of time. Pop it, lock it, and drop it. He didn't like that either. It was great because he'd always be crying while he was dancing like something out of House Party. It was good stuff.
Tom says, now that Mike's rich from crypto, they want to hang with him. That's not true.
No, we don't want to hang with him.
We just want his money.
Mike, give us Bitcoin.
Mike, we asked him, I forgot who exactly asked him on one of my previous streams. They were like, Mike, how many, do you have more than 1 Bitcoins? Because he wasn't telling us how many he had. And Mike was like, yes, I have more than 1. And I'm just sitting here like, this dude then has over $100,000 at least in Bitcoin and still has never bought a single one of my books. Come on, Mike.
He's trying to tell you that he knows how to invest his money, Nasser.
Maybe he'll buy some Xenotype.
Testify says Abuse is trying to figure out how to say Ryan Palmer's title correctly.
You will read Hayward Saints 8 aloud.
That's Ryan Palmer. Oh,
no, yeah, he's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Ryan.
Bitcoin is from the Antichrist. Just saying, says Gigantic Android. Okay,
that would be ironic if Bitcoin was, of the beast, or if it was the beast. And Mike was inadvertently like, that would be the final irony. Like we would all be like, the horses from the apocalypse would be coming down. It'd be hell, like the 5-headed lion man, whatever it is that is going to happen in the Book of Revelation. But I would still get a chuckle out of the fact that Mike supported the devil with his last. Like I'd be on fire, but I'd be laughing about it.
Didn't Mike get freaked out one time when you had a Ouija board hat or something?
Yeah, everybody did. Edwin Boyette did too. They thought I was summoning I don't know what.
Stop summoning the devil on streams, Ethan.
Yeah. I never used one, but I always freak my sister out whenever we go to Spirit Halloween, whenever it opens, and I always find the Ouija board and I find her and I try handing it to her and she freaks out. She really screams. She's like, "No, stop it."
I just look forward to the day when Mike says, "Ethan, you sold your Bitcoin at $41,000. Now it's up to $666,000. You should have held out." And that's when Jesus comes back right at that moment. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh boy, Mike, you should be in here talking about this, Mike. Mr. Solomon says the value is going to get right to $66,666.66 and stop.
Yeah, Mike's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm rich," and the devil's gonna be like, "Your soul is mine."
And all that's gonna be left of Mike when he drags him to hell is just gonna be his long ponytail.
That's all right. Well, if Nasser's gonna replace Ethan, I'm gonna be the stodgy Christian guy who's gonna just kind of be grumpy about that stuff. So,
it's all good.
This is demonic, and I disavow. So,
thank you.
Right, and I'm Little Caesar, so we need a nickname for John. It could be
Mike. Mike just said none of you understand the mark of the beast, but he said the exact same thing to me about Bitcoin. So
the mark of the beast is the COVID vaccine. Don't take it.
Oh whoa.
Oh. That is
now you just got Nasser label with a QAnon warning on this video now. I mean, I talk about COVID and masks, and I get QAnon warnings on my videos. That's
hilarious.
Crazy.
Oh man. But hold on. But so then, okay, if Mike's nickname is Smiller, then John, what would yours be like?
I'm already JDA. I can't get rid of it.
Well, no, I'm saying like because
I want to get. I don't like being JDA. The people who originally called me JDA were the SJWs in the industry. They'd go JDA, and they do that because they don't want people to know my last name's Delarose, because they feel bad because of their like white guilt bullshit. But that's where that came from, and it just stuck. It sucks. So, yeah.
You think so? Why did we call you JDA then? You think it was white guilt or
no? It had already stuck by that point. Too many people had said it. Yeah,
I think it's just I'm EVS, and
Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah. Yeah, good point.
Okay, and Gigantic Android says, how many Bitcoin was your soul worth? Oh man.
Mike is not just kidding. Mike knows I'm right, and he agrees with me. So Mike agrees with me on everything. It's true.
Hold on, I think I missed something in the chat. Han Word Nerd says Little Caesar like the pizza place. Okay. This is so big brained, like I don't even understand it.
Ingenious.
And Mickey Mussolini says, or Mouselini says, no one ever made that joke before you did, word turd. That's true. The Great Council says, and here we go, the victimhood is so painful. Okay. Let's see. Mr. Inferno says, so this is more of a question for EVS. What's your opinion of Todd McFarlane's recent announcement for a Spawn comic universe?
Yeah, I mean, I just heard rumblings of it. Good. Yeah. I like Todd McFarlane. Whatever he does is usually works out for him pretty well. So good.
Yeah, Todd made a post on Instagram, and it said something. It was a few days ago, and it said something like, tomorrow at 7 p.m., like the third biggest announcement of my career. And I was like, yeah. And he said in the description, like, 1 was forming Image Comics, 2, I forgot whatever it was, and then he's like, and 3 is what I'm announcing tomorrow. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a little lackluster, because he's just like, we have 4 new comics in the Spawn universe. I was just like, oh, cool, I guess. Like, I thought he was going to announce the movie or something, because they were working on a movie, like, I don't know, 3 years ago probably, and I just don't know what happened to it. Like, they casted people and then nothing. So probably in development hell.
I'm not sure anybody cares about Spawn as much as they care about Todd McFarlane.
That's 100% true.
That's true.
But I mean, on the other hand, it's like Greg Capullo came from there. But you know what? Even Greg Capullo, as good as he was, I was like, when's Todd coming back? Like the whole time he was there, when is Todd coming back? I really wanted to see his art, not his inking. I wanted to see his penciling and inking.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right, that was the sad part for me when I got I have the omnibus. I think it's the first, I don't know, maybe 48 or 50 issues of Spawn, and then it doesn't take long. I think it takes like 8 issues before I think I forget who the first person to come on was, if it was Greg Capullo or somebody else filled in first. But like I was like, you got to be kidding me! Like really, like there were quite a few like fill-in artists or whatever that came in and took over. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! Like I only want this for Todd.
As one of those like collected edition dorks that I am now, I'm really annoyed with Spawn, and I wanted to get in on it, but the original hardcovers of Spawn are out of print, and I guess Marvel owns Angela, or somebody else owns Angela.
Yeah, Marvel does. Marvel does.
And so he can't reprint that issue now. So there's a missing issue in all the new reprints, and it's just that drives me crazy. I can't handle it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could still get like the one I have has that issue in it. So I mean, you could still get some edition that has it, unless you have
the originals. They're cheap. They're overprinted. I mean, you know,
I don't like floppy comics.
You don't? I prefer floppies. Well, I mean, it sort of depends. I mean, like, okay, like if I'm looking for like a mini series or something, I prefer the floppies. But something like Spawn, of course, I'll just get the paperbacks, hardcovers, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gigantic Android says over 100 viewers. Hit the thumbs up, like, sub, peel the bell. I think he means ring the bell. But yes, guys, please do that. We got 106 people in here. Hit the thumbs up or even the thumbs down if you want. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Share out the link, please. Let's get some more people in here. Let's see what else is going on. Wooster, thank you for $5. Says True Spawn has always been a crap beyond great character design. Yeah, I think I stopped reading Spawn after like 22 issues maybe, and it just became me just flipping through it for Todd's art.
Well, I mean, there were rules to the character. The whole premise was there's a stopwatch, or there's a clock that, you know, is ticking down every time he uses his powers, and when that when that thing winds down, what is that called? An hourglass. When that hourglass runs out, he's going to hell or something like that. And then they completely did away with it. So, you know, that sucks.
Yeah. We have breaking news, apparently, that Liam just responded to Nerd Wonder. So we need to find this.
I'm blocked if one of you guys has it.
Pull up a private deal.
I mean, actually, I'll just sign out. Let me just sign out.
What's his deal? Is it Retro Boy?
It's Retro Boy. I think 1983. Are you gonna find it, or should I log out?
I don't know his actual thing. I'd never even heard of Liam before these streams. So
I don't even know how to log out of Twitter. Let me see. Here we go. Log out. Okay, yes, log out. Let's see. Twitter / Retro Boy 1983. Let me get my screen share. Well, let me get this off the screen and then let me share it. Here we go. Okay, so let's see. All right, so Liam quote tweets her. This is her thread here talking about it all, and she posted the art. And he says, "These 2 pages, which took many months to complete, was not to my satisfaction. The artwork was paid for despite being massively late. It became our belief Nerd Wonder was sent to join the project to sabotage it and construct a narrative. So I politely fired her." And then he continues it. "I will be dropping full DMs and a timeline of events in the next few days whenever I can be asked, so people can see the true measure of the character of this woman and the gaps involving the black glove. Stay tuned and be ready for gasp context." Imagine Liam actually giving context or actually saying one thing that's ever true.
Oh boy.
He needs a few days so he could doctor some DMs, think of some lines, try and make a fake timeline. This dude, oh my goodness, nobody should ever believe this dude. This dude has not told the truth one day in his life.
So,
and notice how he addresses that and never says anything about those hideous messages he sent her.
He creeped on her, and his response is, "Oh, her art sucks. That's why I hired her."
Right.
It's like, what?
His response is, "The art was massively late. It had nothing to do with me being a creep and a stalker." Like, ugh.
Well, that's I mean, this is a misdirection. Liam, it doesn't matter that you fired her. That's not the issue.
Right.
Nobody cares.
You know, it's the issue. The issue is that you sexually harassed her.
And there's no way that with that amount of DM that we saw that there's a context that makes that better. There's no way.
No, and not only that, but I mean, if you look at her work, you know, scroll back up there and you can see Nerd Wonder's work. What's wrong with that again?
It's cute. It's cute Nerd Wonder chibi art. It looks like cute. You can tell it's her work, and this is exactly what he paid for.
So not only are you going to harass her and invite her to filthy, dirty sexual DMs with you, you fire plug from Australia, but now you're going to denigrate her artwork as well. And pretend that she didn't do a good job, and that's why she had to suffer this humiliating abuse.
And how late could it have been if this thing's been going for 3 years and he's like, no, it was late, so I didn't use it. It's not like he ran this thing for a month. Like, haven't they been working on this for 3 years?
I would say don't let him get away with this. Don't let him misdirect. Don't even talk about Nerd Wonder's artwork. That isn't the issue. The issue is that he hired her and harassed her sexually, and then she lost her job when she turned him down. And that's just inappropriate behavior. That's like what goes on in the mainstream. The reason why people had to sign that pledge. This is just inappropriate. And anybody who's in a position to hire other creative people, especially young women. See, this is the problem. It's not so much that, there's sex going on in Comicsgate. That's okay between consenting adults. But the problem is the power dynamic. One assumes that Liam has money to spend and can employ people.
Well, he says so. He's got money and he's good at sex.
Yeah, those are the two things that we learned about Liam from Liam. So when there's that kind of a power dynamic, you really need to behave yourself. You can't put people in a position to think that their job, them being able to pay their bills might depend on them sending you nudes or blowing you. You can't do that. You have to be at your utmost, most professional under those circumstances. And if her work wasn't good, then there wouldn't be a question as to why she was fired. We were professional all along. At no point did I proposition her for sex. And therefore, the reason why she's fired is because I found her work to be unsatisfactory. Any other explanation right now is not going to fly, Liam.
Right.
Because we saw the way that you treated this woman who you were employing. So we have to assume, we have to take her side and assume the worst. And the worst is she did not pleasure your stumpy penis. And so you fired her. And now you're denigrating her work on top of this. This is terrible. This is terrible.
So he's really gonna try the this person tried to sabotage me thing again. Like it was clearly disproven the first time when he said I sabotaged his other campaign. Now suddenly he's gonna go with that again. Like Liam, no one's ever gonna believe it. Like how is turning in this art gonna sabotage you? Like look, she did the work. She did these 2 pages and they're wonderful. She's a fantastic artist. And how is this sabotage? Like, I don't understand. Like, I will be dropping full DMs and a timeline of events in the next few days. Like,
completely inappropriate completely inappropriate, for this circumstance. The right answer is to humbly apologize to Nerd Wonder for your misbehavior. You were her employer to some degree.
Yeah, there's nothing anybody could do except for that. It's shocking.
It's gross. I hate this dude. I really hate him. Like there's not a lot of people I hate. Like there's Liam, there's Mark David Chapman, there's Mike S. Miller, and it's like that's it.
Yeah, I'm with you about all of that,
Yeah, I can't even imagine talking to any girl that way though. I mean, that's just I don't talk to my wife like that. I mean, like she'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Right. You could tell he's never talked to a lady before.
Yeah. So I would say, Liam, the correct answer is just to apologize, but no, you do you. We're here for the laughs, basically. I mean, I'm looking to be entertained by this. I'm sure that I will be. We all will be.
Yeah, I was just about to say something like that. Like this is going to be great. Like at least we're going to get a laugh out of this
The meltdown stream that we're going to get out of this is going to be epic. We are going to get the best meltdown stream we've ever seen. So.
Full DMs on the timeline of events. Like, this is going to be a gold timeline of explaining how Nerd Wonder was doing the art she was paid for and thus sabotaging the campaign.
Unless Nerd Wonder was literally asking for it, and they'd had some kind of affair before this, there's no excuse.
Right. Yeah, that's nothing. The only context that could possibly be provided would be hey, can we do some sexy time role play right before this? Yeah, right. I'm going to guess that it's not there.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Fascinating.
Yeah, let me catch up with the chat and see what you guys are saying here. And I missed the funny one. I don't know where it went, but it was from my friend Larry saying Nasser hates me. I guess I didn't read some of his chats here, but let me see what else. I missed a lot. The chat went crazy. John posts #romance in the chat. Gigadeath says there's sex going on in Comicsgate for sure, except for Nasser. Oh my goodness.
Nasser just discovered what boobs are the other day. So.
That's right.
That was one of the funniest things I've seen on Kiwi Farms. I really thought that was hilarious.
Paulus Art says Liam couldn't have done it. He was with his daughter picking rocks.
Yep.
Oh man. Visco says the crusade has begun. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Zeno Q says Liam's sexual creepiness goes way back. Remember his alien fan fiction? No. Do you guys know anything about that?
No.
Nope.
Huh.
Well, we did discover, like when I was streaming about this earlier, that there was like this RPG group he was in. He was hiring this girl artist from there, and he claimed there was a relationship, and then she bailed on him because she wasn't interested in him anymore. So there seems to be a pattern of this behavior.
Vicky Verse says Liam calls Manger Chan sweetie and makes inappropriate sexual comments towards her all the time, and she works for him.
I don't know who that is.
I don't really know who it is. I mean, I vaguely have heard of this Manger Chan person. I guess is an artist that did something for him. I don't know.
I look forward to the DA Talks and Vicky Verse full expose videos about this, and these are going to be good. I will be waiting for those to happen. And Vicky, you know that's your job. You and DA Talks, go to it.
Rebel Comics, I found he says Nasser hates me. Sorry, Larry. I don't hate you though. Sauce says Liam's pickup line, it sucks that I can't find a woman who doesn't just want me for my money and my awesome sex. Oh man. Let's see. Oh man, the chat's moving really fast. Jim O'Reilly says Liam is proving to be a scumbag of the highest order. I mean, he's already proved it. I mean, he proved it a long time. He proved it years ago. Let's see. I don't even know what Testify is saying. Bisco says 6-hour stream. What, the meltdown stream? Probably.
Oh, for sure. 5 or 6 hours for sure.
Let's see. And Dino says I'm waiting for the Vicky and Preston DMs. Okay. John, do you have music or something playing in the background?
That's my son. He's 12. He's learning to play piano. He's actually doing pretty good. Pretty excited.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Is there anywhere you can stream instead of exactly next to the piano?
I'm upstairs. So
it's beautiful music, John. Don't listen to Nasser. He's an incel. He doesn't know what's going on.
I'm proud of my kid. Damn it!
I was just joking. It's great. It's great music.
All right.
But you know what? That is a sign that I've been on here probably a little too long. I should probably go hang out with them. So
agreed. I should go too.
Yeah.
I got a few things to do.
Yeah.
But again, very fun. Very fun. Thanks, Nasser. I'll see you guys later.
See you guys.
See you, Ethan. See you, John. Man, it was great having those guys on. Anyways, guys, we're pretty much going to end this in a couple minutes here, but we do have 105 people in here, guys. So please hit the thumbs up, thumbs down, whichever one you prefer. And guys, please check out my series 100 Days Till Halloween. Even though they roasted me, they just absolutely roasted me when I was shilling it. but please, guys, buy it because, like I said, I need to sell like 200 copies of each of these books to break even. But if you guys haven't backed 100 Days Till Halloween yet, despite being roasted, guys, if you like slasher movies, you guys will like these books. Book 1 is The Christmas Morning Massacre, and it's about these girls that are snowed into a mansion with a killer on the loose. And it's very reminiscent of things like Black Christmas, one of my favorite slasher movies. And you guys will definitely dig this series. Book 1's probably my favorite, but I'm going back and forth with 1 and 4. Book 4 is called The Curse of Raven Hill, which book 4 brings back all the survivors from books 1 through 3, and they team up to defeat him. And it's where it takes the supernatural twist. I'm going with the slasher tropes for all of these. Like books 1 through 3 are just normal slasher stories, and book 4 is like every slasher franchise where they take the supernatural twist. Book 5, when I put it up, is going to be the return to basics, and then book 6, which I still need to write book 6, but book 6 is going to be the reboot. Like every slasher movie gets a reboot after 5 or 6 movies. So if you guys like slasher movies, you guys will like these books, and I had a ton of fun writing these books, and I believe you guys will like them. So please check those out, guys. I'm putting it in the chat again. And let's see. The pre-op carrot says should have done a summer slasher. Book 2 was set at a summer camp. So is book 5, and actually books 4 and 5. 2, 4, and 5. That's 3 of them are at camp. Only 1 and 3 take place in the wintertime. So yeah, grab them all. But there's a link. Sauce is asking which Friday the 13th where Jason turns into a demon. That's Jason Goes to Hell. Testify, you're back.
I've been here the whole time, Nasser. Sorry, I was eating when you rudely brought me back on here.
What are you eating?
I'm eating pizza.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I swallowed. I'm good now.
Okay, Vic posts the link for Artifice, which is his next campaign.
You quit shilling! Good
hey,
Lord.
He's shilled. He's shilled. I'm just reading it.
God, he's not even here. He has no money.
Anyways, what do you think of all this Testify?
What part?
All the Liam
it's
stuff.
everything you and me both know. Liam's a creep.
Yeah, of course. Of course, but I'm telling you to entertain the chat. Say something entertaining.
What do you want me to say? You just read back his stupid-ass response from all this stuff that's coming out. And the thing is this.
Okay, Mr. Let me on to be entertaining, and then when you're on, you don't want to be entertaining.
I'm trying to be entertaining. You just talked over me. That was very rude.
Just go on. Just go on.
I you know what? I forgot what I was going to say now.
I forgot what you were going to say. Something about his response.
His response just now that you guys showed, and I don't know whoever would have told you guys to go look at it, but I don't think you guys all understand. There was a lot more stuff in that DM, which I would love to see it. And think about all the years, in any of the Liamologists that are here listening right now still, the years of behavior of Liam and how this all just adds up. All the little holes that in the stories that we couldn't, put in. That post from Nerd Wonder, it filled in a lot of holes. He's been doing this for years in any group he's tried to latch onto. He is a liar. He will call everybody else the problem but himself.
Wow, so for once you could actually say Liam and fill the hole in the same sentence.
No, he couldn't actually. He's got a stumpy penis, I was told. I heard that from Ethan just a minute ago.
Stupendous 989, nice to see a new name in the chat, says he actually admitted that he fired her after she turned down his advances.
He doesn't understand. He Me Too'd his own self. I don't think anybody else but him could possibly do that.
Huh.
This is going to get so much worse. It's going to be glorious. This has been years in the making of Liam.
Larry Romanos testifies incapable of being entertaining. I'm starting to think so too.
I agree.
Well, let's see. Tube Sock says, "Is there a picture of Nerd Wonder? What she looked like?" Well, I'm not going to answer that, but I could only imagine that Liam probably, most likely, after probably seeing her name on her PayPal or something, probably looked her up. Like, that's just the kind of creep he is. I'm just speculating there. By the way,
you saw that stream he was on there with Lidl and the great Smiling Doxito.
Dude, that dude would catch the fade in real life.
This is the guy. Part of they're all was campaigners now. I'm not joking. All of them, Liam included, Mika, all of them. The first thing they all go to is LinkedIn. I'm not joking. They go and try to look you up on LinkedIn and figure out who you are from LinkedIn, of all places.
Yeah, that's why somebody was telling me the other day, like, oh, you should get on LinkedIn. And like, I vaguely made a profile, but I didn't really put anything up. And I was just, because I've heard you and others say that, like, oh, these people are looking for everyone's information on LinkedIn. And I'm just like, it is not worth it to post any of my information there on LinkedIn for these creeps to find.
That was the thing when he's like, I looked at your LinkedIn and I was told there's nothing to worry about. I go, I don't have a LinkedIn page. That just shows you how stupid they are. It's weird. I don't know why. I'm like, these are supposed to be comic book creators selling to customers, and you're looking your customers up? Why?
Right.
It makes no sense. Unless they're threatening you, like Liam did to Nerd Wonder, and it's like that's the time you look somebody up. When they're sending you those type of creepy messages.
Jason says, subscribe to my art channel, and he posts the link, and then says, buy original art here, and then he posts another link.
Why? So you haven't shilled in 2 minutes for your book, Nasser.
It's okay. Jason did the shilling for me. 100 days till Halloween. Go check it out there, guys.
Okay, but there's 253 days to Halloween, so that title doesn't make sense now.
It will once you pre-order them all, and then we are 100 days away from Halloween, and then it's the perfect time to read it.
But there's 253 days. It doesn't add up. Come on, Nasser. I see your brain spinning right now.
Sauce wants us to read the Nerd Wonder tweets. We can read some of them. I don't want to read all of them because I actually do want to go, but we'll read some of them.
You could read them. It's just it's weird. It's legitimately weird. And the thing is this: he's done this with other people, and what I think this did, it's going to open the floodgates totally on Liam now.
Yeah. But here, well, let's read these. So Nerd Wonder says, many people may remember, but a while back I was to do a special piece for the Xenotype comic, but it never came to pass because of current events with multiple Kickstarters and artists. I was told that it's time to share my experience. This isn't a sob story. I'm not a victim. I'm not wanting sympathy or money or clout. This is just what happened. This is to tell everyone whether or not to believe Odie. This is a story of why I left Xenotype. In the start of it all, I was hired to do chibi work for the comic. Liam introduced me to Odie, and we had a wonderful voice chat about what they wanted me to do for the book. I came out and warned them I have flaws. Everybody knows I can easily get distracted and I can be slow. Liam happily assured me that he would keep me on track. It was very professional. I was happy. Odie was talented, and Liam was very enthusiastic. He seemed determined to produce good work. Then she says, I would give updates to Liam through DMs on how progress of the art was going. Not going to lie here, he'd often go ding me and remind me to get him work. I was really determined to produce him the cutest chibis of all time. Because
you know what, wait a minute, because I've heard stories about Liam and the way he DMs these artists.
Yeah.
You give them something, and then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, after he said it was okay, he's like, no, it's not. And he gives it back, then you have to redo it all again. That's the Liam way. I'm not joking either. I've heard this from multiple people that don't know each other, from Liam that have talked to him. It's always Liam that is causing the delays.
Well, let me continue here. So Nerd Wonder says, because I was not part of the main book, I didn't know much about the characters, so we'd be DMing each other a lot of info on the characters, so I'd know what I was drawing, and sometimes these DMs would branch from work to just casual things and then to personal things. I like talking to people. I often will listen to others' problems, especially with those I consider friends, so I didn't see anything wrong with any of it. I still don't know if much is wrong with that, but what probably went too far was when he attempted to strike a romance.
No, stop right there.
Yeah.
What she said right there is exactly right. It's why I try to talk to you. I'm like, I hate you, Nasser, but I still talk to you.
We don't talk.
I know. Well, we talked just a little bit ago. It's fine. But if you talk to people, it's one thing. What Liam did and what he's done, and I'm telling you, it's coming. You'll see.
Right.
he does this to women. He tries to make them feel inferior and use them and make them feel like they owe him their time. That's what he was trying to do in this. He's done this with multiple artists. It's sickening. It's literally sickening. It's going, yeah, there's a lot of crap about, women and stuff and entertainment and things, but I'm going, no, this is the guy that is part of the big problem with entertainment.
Right.
And I did put a message in your chat. We're trying to find it, and it does exist. Liam did an entire show on Harvey Weinstein's behavior and how he was so outraged at it.
Oh yeah, I think I did see that in the chat.
That's what I was typing there, and I was going, Harvey Weinstein, he's a scumbag. He did exactly, he did a lot more probably, but what Liam did there in a message, that was what Harvey Weinstein would do to women in Hollywood. It's sickening. Everything he says that he's against, he does, basically. Anything he says he's doing is usually a lie.
Pete Callan for $5 says it seems to me Liam likes taking advantage of low self-esteem anime chicks.
That's Manger-chan. You got to call it a Manger. That's how you say it in Australia, apparently. Manger. But that's his artist, Manger-chan. He's got Lidl, the 6'5" Amazon woman, and Mika Curtis, the 400-pounder.
400-pound woman.
Yeah.
And then here in the tweet that has the screenshots, we're probably not going to read these again because we already did.
No, we don't need you. You had them read by. Do you realize you had Ethan playing Liam and John Delarose being the victim all at the same time? It was great. It was hilarious.
But Nerd says this is the situation that friends have told me why I was actually removed from the project. I don't know if that's true, but I have to share it all. Evidence below, and then she posts that, and she even posts a video here proving that it's real. Scrolling through them. So,
I would love to show this. It's from the stuff he's tried to get away from. I was just sent something. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you. But do you know about Liam's RPG Maker days?
No, I think somebody might have mentioned that in the chat earlier.
Yeah, well, the RPG scene is kind of it's a nerd den, and there's women in it. And what if I told you he did this same exact thing to people in that community also, and he got ran out of it because of this behavior?
Oh, I completely believe it.
Okay, no, it happened. I'm not making this up.
No. I'm saying you said what if I told you he was over, and I said yeah, I'd believe it. Like
it's 100% true. It even goes back. This is how whacked out the guy. He got thrown out of a Bigfoot community for being that weird.
Oh, I remember people saying that too. Yeah, you got kicked out of the Bigfoot community.
This all exists, and there's more. It's just there's a ton more, and that's why I've never understood all these people that come to Liam's defense. That they're like, he's this big creator. I'm going, he hasn't done one thing. He has not put out one thing. He makes up all these elaborate stories, but his one thing is a failure. It's called Xenotype right now. He couldn't even put that together correctly. And it has nothing to do with Odie's work. Odie's work is great. It's the person that ran the business, put it together, and he edited it. I think there was a couple others, but it's him. He's the one that had to make the final approval and approve that piece of shit that's come out.
Dude,
and here's the other part. I only know 5 people that have received this. 5. Out of how many bought it? There aren't a ton of unboxing videos. There's not a bunch of pictures of it on Twitter or any real. I don't look at Facebook because I don't use Facebook. So there might be there. I know he's a big. Oh, we don't even go into the Liam Facebook DM groups that. Oh, that's a spoiler.
I don't know who this new sub is, Stupendous989, but he's cracking me up. He says, "I'm surprised he didn't ask for Bob's and Vagine."
That's Soy Rage.
No, it's not. That's Stupendous.
No, that's Soy Rage. Nasser, I just doxed Soy Rage. That's him.
That is not Soy Rage.
That's definitely
Soy Rage is never that funny.
His account was hacked, apparently. Did you see that part of the whole thing with the Odie? That when Odie put out his
Oh, he put out the video?
Well, no, not well. The video and his first tweet about the whole deal. What was the first thing all of his little buddies plus Liam ran to? Going, oh, his account must have been hacked. Right. I'm going, no, this has been building for a long time, and he finally had enough of your shit, Liam. That's what that was. And I talk to people that have direct contact with Odie. Odie is legitimately pissed because Liam bullshitted him for years about how great he was, and he couldn't even put the fucking book together that he cared about correctly. That this literally was Odie's passion project, and Liam fucked him over. He didn't care about the stupid colored version that Rohan Kabir of the Stupid Was campaign told him to do. Did you know that part, Nasser?
Well, yeah, I heard. I think you mentioned that on the Well-Read stream.
It's not I mentioned. It's been documented in multiple different channels.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's where I heard it. I mean,
yeah, it's they told him how to do this, and because of what their guidance, and you could tell they're definitely talking to him again to try to run cover for him. This is the Was campaign's problem. Also, they've been defending this guy now, and it's the biggest shitstorm ever, and it's gonna get worse.
Let's see. Stupendous 989 says, Sauce, they already tried the hacked route with Odie's tweets.
You've got it. You have it from literally because a lot of them have me blocked, and I don't use the incognito mode. All I know is I saw the ones from Mika, Lidl, Sauce. You're part of it. I know you don't want to admit it. You have made the comments. I think I saw Mangerchan. Oh, they all went to, oh yeah, it's not him. His account must have been hacked. And Odie literally goes, no, this is me. And then did a video proving it's him. And he's that pissed.
Sauce says to finish the tweet thread. All right, let's get through this because, like, I
no, I want to keep you nervous right now, Nasser.
No, I meant like I wanted to end the stream a while ago.
I know you did.
Yeah, but oh my goodness.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. Liam is such a freaking asshole. He just can't stop himself.
Okay, so let's
the Berserk Guts. Yep, he's part of Was campaign now too.
Nerd Wonder says Liam would often talk to me about how relationships at times wouldn't work out. I told him I understood and that we'd find someone was out there for him. I must have sent him the wrong message because it ended up here. She says, like I said before, this is what my friends suspect was probably the reason he wanted me gone. I'm not fully sure, but I'll leave you all to decide. But what is about to be told did lead to my departure of the book. It was a month later. Sean Gordon Murphy was forced to leave the Earthworm Jim book and was bullied to cut ties with his friend. I wanted to promote friends with all sorts of people, no matter their lives or beliefs. To do that, I tagged people that were polar opposites, to show I was friends with all. I tagged Liam and Doug Tenaple together. The two did not get along, but I cared about them both. Liam requested to talk to me about this in private. Some context. I'd unfollowed him at the time. Y'all probably know I tend to do Twitter purges of followers. People get too political or drama heavy, I will drop, and Liam's feed became less and less about comics and more about drama.
Okay, pause it really quick. Wait a minute. One second. Look what Sauce just said.
Yeah.
He just said I was trying to get the facts out of Odie. Sauce, when I get facts, I don't try. I know the facts about Odie. Liam fucked Odie over. And Odie didn't know any better because that was the only person he knew. Seriously, Liam is a scumbag. I said it. I'm coming out right now and saying it. He is a true scumbag.
1,000%.
And if you only knew the stuff, and I'm going, it's all coming out, and I'm not having to do a damn thing. That's the best part about it right now. It's everybody else showing you this has been going on all around you guys. You just didn't want to see it.
Pete Callan for $5 says, I'm a slasher film super fan. You put 100 days in print and I'll buy them. Thank you very much, man. They're going to be in print once the pre-order periods are over for each of them because Amazon doesn't let indies put up their paperbacks or pre-order. So I could only put the ebooks up for pre-order. But once we get to that date for each of these, like book 1 comes out February 28th, so we're only 8 days away. Once that date hits and the ebook is officially out, then I'll hit publish on the paperback files is how I'm going to do it. So yeah, if you guys want to buy it, I'll put the link again in the chat here.
We've seen it 3,000 times, Nasser. In
I
this
know
one
we have,
stream.
but it was mentioned, so we're gonna do it.
I like Tom's comment. Imagine if Liam still identified as CG when this all came out. EVS dodges another bullet. No, it's just, that's a funny joke, but.
All right, let's go on. So, Nerd Wonder says Liam was upset about that and felt it was rather insulting that I put the two together. When I unfollowed him, we ended up having a fight. He then announced he was firing me from the project, stating it was because I took too long to complete my work. Even though I was a problem, he said he would present to everyone that we left on mutual terms. Why is he being such a drama queen? Due to the friendship I had with Tenable. I agreed to this because I am slow, so I felt he probably was right. Also because I didn't want Odie to be caught up in some drama. Odie is such a talented artist, and I still had lots of faith in the book, so I was more than happy to leave and still support the project. But here's another strange thing. The piece I made, it was already completed.
What about when Odie needed that money for his medical insurance? That
Yeah,
Liam used as a way to try to sell a few more copies of Xenotype.
Right, and Odie's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Nerd Wonder says, not too long before the fight, I presented Liam with the full completed piece, fully drawn and inked and ready to go. Problem was, Liam was unable to get his colors to color the piece. I believe it was because it would add to more work for the colors to do. I didn't want to cause grief, so I offered to do the coloring for him as well. Thus, more back and forth about learning what palettes everyone had, and me slowly attempting to get it to look right. Admittedly, I'm not a colorist. This was my fault, and I take full blame. Since we broke off our partnership, I was not paid for the work I had done, and nor would it even appear anywhere in the book. The money was understandable to me. What made me sad was that not only my work never going to be shown, but I apparently ruined a friendship. Poor Nerd Wonder. But now that Odie has parted from the book, there was no need to really keep any of this really secret anymore. Odie is incredibly talented, and I do hope others plan on commissioning him in the future, as he is a true professional mangaka. And so I ended this story with the piece in question, the Xenotype chibi art that was never used. Please enjoy.
I was told Liam's next fan place he's going to go try to, show the world how great he is going to be the furry community, because I think that's about the only place he'll be accepted.
Oh boy.
I'm not joking either. He has literally tried every group you can go into in the nerd fandom realm, and he has done this exact thing in every one of them and been caught and thrown out of them because of this behavior he does.
Oh man. Well, guys, that's the conclusion of the thread. And we're about to end here, but I guess George has been waiting in the back room.
I'm out of here.
Oh, don't.
Okay. No, Nasser. I read Trixie and Stardust.
Okay.
These are they're really good.
Thank you.
I have a few technical questions to ask you.
Okay.
The first one is how did you micromanage the artists in their composition?
No, I didn't. I told Sean what happens on each page, and then he turned it in, and it was very rare I ever had to correct anything.
Wow. Okay, you didn't actually tell him to do on a per panel. You just said, "Hey, can you please do this action on this page?" That's it.
Well, I mean, I didn't do panel breakdowns. I would say page 1, Trixie does this, then she does this, narration this, she does this, a little more narration this, and that's how it would go. And I would say, like she stabs the vampire, or the vampire, tackles her or something, and then I would say she says this, it says this, but I didn't say it had to be specifically 5 panels or 4 panels or anything like that. I mean, I'd specify it if it's a splash page, but as far as saying like it needs to be 3 panels or 5 or 8 or something, I never was really that specific.
Okay, that's freaking awesome. What you just said and how you worked your artist is actually brilliant. This is how I'm working with a bunch of artists myself. Denelli's working with artists on his Immortal Mask the same way. He said, here's a page, get it done. Yeah, that's it. Let the artist reign in their creativity. The Stardust.
Yeah,
I got a ton of vibes of the 1001 Arabian Nights feel.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Holy smokes! Yeah, I didn't see the ending coming the way it was, but everything that's in Stardust is well sectioned out, well paced out, and the ending tribute to Kirby. Wow.
Yeah, the tribute to Kirby was also a little bit meta. It was a tribute to Image Comics as well. When Image Comics came out, all their #1 issues of Spawn and Cyberforce and all of them at the end, they would all say this book is respectfully dedicated to Jack Kirby. So I thought I would do that because I really like those guys that founded Image, and I really love Jack Kirby. So it was sort of an homage to those early Image Comics and also to Jack Kirby.
Well, a lot of the feeling and connections I got from Stardust is of the 50s sci-fi books.
Yeah.
Like it creeps from another planet, or it's all those really just crazy stories that only last about 5, 7, maybe half a book, and that's it. They never follow it up. They're just creating new content every issue. As Tales to Astonish, stuff like that. And okay, why I want to tell you this in public and in a recording, because if you're going to do another book like Stardust,
yeah,
I want to be your artist.
I mean,
just think about it. There's more to my art than just drawing a cute little blue guy.
I mean, I would have to see like actual sequential page.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you just on Twitter.
You say we can talk about this more later, but I just wanted to put it out there. Really impressed. Stardust especially. Trixie Kane, there's more coming to it. That's great. That was very well put together. But Stardust is holy shit.
And looks like we got John Malin in the chat. Nice to see John Malin. I think he and Mike are going back and forth a little bit. I would love to have both of them on to discuss this, but I really
no, that's fine. I just want to put it in public, and so that way everybody knows.
But
great fucking book, man.
No, I would like to get John and Mike on if I weren't about to end the stream for like the 4th time now, where I want to end it and it keeps going. But also, Bisco says, "Is this a job interview now?"
No, I got my own jobs. I got my own work. I'm volunteering here. God.
All right. Okay, one last time, guys. The link to 100 Days Till Halloween is in the chat, guys. Please back it. It's also in the description. And you all have a wonderful day.